All right, we are live. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. This is the official ReelCrafter 2.5 launch event. So thank you for making the time.
You sound more excited,
I am
Sam.
excited, sorry. We're running on like 6 hours of sleep and donuts and coffee, so we're doing our best. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We're going to walk through some new features today and talk about the new platform. One quick thing I want to say, it's not just a few new features. It's basically a complete rebuild from scratch because we're crazy like that. But just technical reasons, like we're on a certain framework and we had to upgrade to a new version. And so we wanted to stop feature development on version 2 and focus on 2.5 and kind of set just clean slate so we can build new features on the new framework. So we've got about like at least 4 or 5 new major things to show you, but really it's all under the hood changes to help make the platform more stable and again, just pave the way for new features down the road.
And what kind of new features would those be, Sam?
You'll have to stick around to find out. That's the catch. I want to give a shout out to our employee, Benny. If it weren't for him, we would not be here today on this live event. We'd probably launch in like, what, December or something stupid.
Probably.
So thank you, Benny, so much for helping us get to the finish line much faster than we would have. 3 years though, 3 years to get to this point.
Yeah, so basically you started on 2.5 the day after we launched 2?
Yeah, so we launched V2, and then like a week later, it's like the new framework that we're built on came out, of course. And I'm like, really? So we just rolled with it, kept building V2. So anyway, that's why it's been 3 long years, but it'll be worth the wait, I hope. So Sarah, Benny, and Peter are on the team. They'll be in the chat to answer any questions. And just FYI, the feature walkthrough videos are pre-recorded, mostly just so I wouldn't forget anything important. And it frees me up to also jump in the chat and answer questions. So I think that covers everything except there was one more thing.
Yes, so stick with us because towards the end of the live today, we will be doing a giveaway. We're going to give away a free year of ReelCrafter. Everybody is eligible. You could have been a customer. You could be customer number 1 from 2016, or you could just be joining today and haven't even tried us out yet. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing the little spin the random wheel winner. And
we already have our first question. Justin wants to know if it's rebuilt from the ground up, why isn't it version 3? It's
yeah, Sam.
Well, because version 1, the UI was like really simple and basic. V2 was a big step up. The interface is still the same. We don't want to change stuff up because people kind of hate change, especially with user interfaces. So it looks mostly the same. It was like a half step up from V2, so hence 2.5. I don't know, kind of a dumb answer, but there it is. All right, I think we're ready to jump in. All right, guys, here we go. One of the most drastic changes we made is to the dashboard in 2.5. Just for reference, this is V2, the current version of ReelCrafter. This is one of our ReelCrafter accounts. And as you can see, the dashboard, it's kind of a mess. Like there's a lot of stuff happening here, and it makes it really difficult to jump to the reel you want to look at or a specific share link, for example. And some people have way more stuff than this, so it's kind of out of control. In 2.5, we totally overhauled this. And so this is what the same account looks like in 2.5. As you can see, this is a lot cleaner. Everything is organized by most recent activity at the top. These are your reels. And if you want to drill into any of these, you just click it. It'll expand and you'll see the share links that belong to that reel, as well as a summary of how many sessions total. Expand this, and then you can see the sessions. And you can paginate through all the sessions that belong to that link. You'll also see that instead of expanding to see the events, there's a button that says View Events. Just click that, and the events will show up on the right-hand side. Now, let's say that you're here on your dashboard, and someone happens to open your reel. New sessions appear just like this at the top, highlighted. And just like before in V2, as soon as there's activity, you'll see it in real time on the dashboard. I can click on View Events and watch them interact in real time. Now let's say I navigate away and then I go back to the dashboard and that user is still on my reel listening. This is a cool new feature in 2.5. I can open this up And as they continue to interact with the reel, you'll see that a badge appears above the View Events button, showing how many new events have happened since I last looked. Lastly, although we all hate to admit it, there are times when we send out a reel and someone opens it, but they don't do anything with it. So you'll wind up with a lot of sessions like these that show that there are no events. Now in 2.5, you can filter those out by clicking this switch up here. And now all sessions with no activity are hidden. You'll also see that the embedded player activity on the dashboard has been upgraded. You can now pick a date range so you can limit the results, and you can actually click into each embedded player and see a play count of every track in the embedded player itself. Next up, let me show you the massively improved global search. There's a couple ways to access it. One is to just go up here in the top bar and click on the globe with the magnifying glass, or you can hit Command K on Mac or Control K on Windows and it'll come up. Just type in what you're looking for or part of a word and you'll see results below. The really cool thing about the search is it'll search across different types of things. So for example, if I type this and hit enter, you can see that it matched 2 tracks as well as 2 images. Not just that, but you can also click these links to jump straight to the image or audio track, whatever it may be. Or you can even click on the folder to jump to that folder. You can also search by tag, as always. So for example, I can scroll down here and just pick synth, search for that. Anything that is tagged synth will show up in the search results. Now there's one really cool feature I have to show you. Let's say you're someone who has a bunch of reels, a bunch of links, and you have a link in an email, for example, but you're not sure what reel it belongs to, right? So in the new search, all you have to do is paste the URL and hit search. And it'll call up the exact reel that this share link is part of. Super useful. Another feature we're really excited about is smart folders. Let me explain how they work. A smart folder isn't a real folder in the sense that you can put things in it, but it's kind of like a dynamic search, kind of like Apple Mail's smart mailboxes. So you can define search criteria like search keywords and tags, and then save that as a smart folder. And when you click that smart folder, it will show you all the things that match. So let me show you what that looks like. I have a smart folder down here called All Synthworks. I'll show you how it's defined. It's just a single tag. Anything that's tagged synth in my audio library will match. So if I click on this, there's the results. Let's say I want to make a new smart folder. You go up here and click on Create New Smart Folder. And we'll take the last smart folder and kind of narrow it down a little more. So Mass Effect Synthworks. We'll use that tag again. This time I'll add keywords, Mass Effect. And before you create the folder, you get a preview down here of the search criteria used to match your tracks. I'll hit Create Smart Folder. Click on this new smart folder here. And there you go. And you'll notice too, I had it search for the words Mass Effect, and these don't have that in the title. That's because it's actually searching in the metadata as well, meaning the ID3 tags that are injected into your WAV files, MP3s, AIFF files. Smart folders kind of solve the problem where people want ways to have a track show up in 2 folders, which kind of violates the rules of the universe, right? You can't have a file in 2 places. But with this, you can define multiple smart folders that match overlapping result sets. We hope this feature makes it easier to stay organized within ReelCrafter. In V2, you're always stuck with list view for reels and audio tracks and grid view for videos and images. But in V2.5, you can actually pick between list view and grid view as you want on a per folder basis too. So for example, for this album, I can just switch to grid view up here. And now I can see the album art for all my tracks. In addition to that, we're really excited to have reel thumbnails now. So you're not just limited to a boring list of reels that are also hard to sort through as well because you have to read all these. Now you have thumbnails for your reels, so you can just visually scan through these and find what you need. Now when you move to 2.5, you're not going to have these thumbnails right off the bat. So let me show you how to generate these. The easiest way is to look at the prompt that shows up at the top of any folder that has Reels where there are no thumbnails or there are thumbnails missing. So you can just click this button, one click, and it'll queue these up for thumbnail generation. You can also just pick the Reels that you want and then go to the camera icon up here and click this, or you can just generate the thumbnail for a single reel. It can take some time to process the thumbnails, so maybe navigate away and come back later. It takes about a minute or so. This feature isn't quite as exciting as the others, but it's still useful nonetheless. Everything has a detail page now: audio, reels, videos, images. You'll notice a slightly redesigned snippet library, which now lets you sort snippets by the start time, the date it was created, or the name. And like before, the Details tab shows you where certain tracks are used, and not just tracks, also what Reels images are used in, and videos as well. We've also improved the Reel Details page so it's easier to see what's in the reel. So now we have on the Media tab here, audio, video, and images. So you can just click through and see all the media that's used in this particular reel. Now this feature I'm really excited to show off. This solves a pain point that a lot of you have asked about, right? You've asked, like, how can I take a playlist that I've built in a reel and save it for later use? Well, this isn't quite that, but this will kind of solve that pain point in a bit of a different way. So let me show you what you can do now. If I'm in a reel here in the Reel Builder, there's a new button up here that says Copy Playlist. And if I click this, it will copy this playlist as is, not just the tracks, but their order and any settings I have here. So if I do this, for example, and now I say copy, it made a copy. If you look up here, there's a clipboard you can click, and it tells you the playlist and all the tracks that are inside of it. And you can clear that out if you want. Now just go over here to a brand new reel, and you'll see this Paste Playlist button. I click this, and there's my playlist exactly as it was in the other reel. Huge time saver. And here's the bonus feature with Copy Paste. It also works on blocks. So if I have this banner image, for example, and I have it set up with banner style, and I don't want to have to go to another reel and add a banner block, pick the image, pick the style, I can just go up here and click on Copy Block. And then I can go over to a different reel in the Reel Builder, and you'll notice when I hover to add a block, there's a Paste button now too. And I can just hit Paste, and there is the exact banner block, all the same settings, image, everything. We've also totally redesigned the share link user interface so you no longer have to go through clunky dialogues just to change your link settings. All you have to do now is expand a share link and click through these tabs to access all the same settings you had access to before. QR code, tracking, download, security. It's also easier to manage share links in bulk. So for example, if I wanted to delete both of these, I could just select both of them and click the delete button up here. Or I can deactivate all links at once, just as easily as I can reactivate them. We also polished up the snippet editor to make it a little easier and faster to use. Creating and modifying a region is a lot easier than it was in V2. You can now drag your region as usual, change the edges of it, drag it around as well. And there are shortcut buttons over here to easily set the region to the beginning of the track, or you can set to the end of the track. This makes it really easy to just set the region to start or end without having to go down here and type in 0 for a start time. Speaking of start and end times, you can also come down here and just punch in a time. You can also click this button to make it easier to punch in minutes, seconds, even down to the millisecond. Or just enter the desired snippet length here, and the region will adjust accordingly. Another great new feature is the ability to punch in and out while playing a track. So for example, I can skip here and hit play. And when I'm ready, I can hit I for in and that marks the beginning of the region. When I get to the point where I want to fade out, all I have to do is just hit O for punch out, and that marks the end of the region. You also have full zoom and pan controls using the mouse wheel or trackpad, using the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, or shift scroll to pan through the waveform. All right, guys, that's it. What do you think? Looks like everyone's pretty excited about the new features. A lot of time savers and yeah, solutions to just long-standing pain points. So really exciting to roll these out finally. So pay attention to the chat. Sarah just left some instructions. We're having a giveaway for free time on ReelCrafter. So go ahead and comment, drop a heart emoji with your favorite feature that was showcased today. The entire update is my favorite feature. Nice. Awesome. There's a few more small features I want to show you guys. This is also the best time for Q&A if you want to see any specific things. Let me just jump in here. 1 second. Okay. Let me show you a couple things. These are like micro features, just really small additions that we made. I'll show you a couple of these right now. One is, if you look up here in the top bar, you can now create a reel from anywhere. So you don't have to, like, you know, go into Reels, go into folder, whatever. You just, it doesn't matter where you are, you can just hit create reel, my new reel, and then hit create, and then you're in the reel builder, which is super cool. Another feature, let's see, I'm just going to throw this away temporarily just to show you this. Trash now has a badge next to it, so you can tell, like, right away without even going into the trash how many things are in there. So just a nice little side feature there. Also, for how many people were on version 1 of ReelCrafter? I know Lenny was. Johnny, I'm not sure if you were on version 1 of ReelCrafter. I think Kevin was. I have a little surprise feature that we brought back from V1. All tracks. You can once again click this and see every single audio track in your library. And that also goes for Reels. Same thing, all Reels. So we brought it back finally. It's kind of considered a smart folder because it's not a Reel folder, obviously. It's just like a display of various things in your library. And that's about it, guys. Any questions? I'm going to scan the chat here real quick. Clipboard will be a big time saver. Yes, Clipboard is amazing. See, people are excited about the all tracks. We actually did have it in V2. It was just kind of buried. You had to go under like search and then just hit show all tracks. But now it's just a lot easier and faster to get to. I think it would be useful to have the chance to build a credit block with images. Yeah, that's something we're considering for sure. What are the next updates planned? There's a lot of stuff. It's hard to say when it's going to happen. Custom domains is a big one. We get asked all the time, like, hey, can I just build a reel and then point my domain to that reel? Yes, that's coming. It's in the works. That's a big one. What else is coming soon? There's a few other things that we can't really talk about yet. There's just sort of like prototypes that we're kicking around. When do I start getting work from my reels? That's up to you, man. Sorry. What else can we show off here? Any other questions? Any tidbits you can share about the future of video and Reels? Yeah, we realized, so that's a bit of a pain point for people, because we did start off as a platform built for composers, since I am a composer, and video was sort of a secondary thing, because you don't often, you pitch with music first, ideally, depending on the project you're pitching for. Advertising, obviously, you want to pitch with ads. So we're gonna have new features for video, allowing people to download video from your reel. Having a sort of like a snippet editor type interface for videos would be great, so people can just upload a video to ReelCrafter and then pick like a 30-second segment and then use that in their reel. So we are going to pay more attention to video-based features in the future. This year there's going to be a lot of stuff. Like, I know you've noticed we've been V2 was kind of in a feature freeze where we weren't really releasing new features because we're so busy on 2.5. Now that this is out, you'll see a lot more new features coming out this year. Any other questions? Just checking the chat here. Sarah's recording people's names. We're going to spin the wheel for, did we tell them what the?
It's a free year.
It's a free year. All right, they know. Go, Sarah.
There's a lot of names to put in.
Video snippets would be gold. Not a silly question. 2.5 is rolling out. So it's an opt-in basis. So you can stay on V2 for a while. We're not kicking people off. But in a few minutes or so, you should see a button at the top of ReelCrafter saying, try the new experience. It is a one-way move, right? So once you move to 2.5, you cannot go back to V2. It's technical, but we have a database sync that's happening. It's a one-way database sync. So all your data is being copied as we speak over to V2.5. But it doesn't sync backwards to V2. So once you move, you're done. But we've had like 60 or so people on the platform, including myself, using it full time. So let's see. Can you show us a generated thumbnail versus a manually setting a thumbnail? Yeah, you cannot set a thumbnail. If you talk about Reels or videos, there's two things. Videos has their own thumbnail feature, which if you upload a thumbnail to us, you can click on this and say, choose thumbnail. And then you can pick like any of the, we have like 10 frames that we capture from the video, and you can pick your own from your image library. And then with Reels, a lot of you will see this, like I said in the video, you'll start with nothing here, but you can just hit generate, and then it'll queue those up, and it might take like a minute, and then these will appear. Or you can just say regenerate thumbnail. Also, anytime you edit your reel, obviously, and then click save and publish, in fact, I'll go ahead and go in here. If you hit this, that will trigger the thumbnail generation as well. So at some point, it'll take a second, I'll come back to it. Some of these features are also not available on all plans, by the way. Some of these are professional, such as clipboard, just more of the like time-saving, like professional features that people on free or starter may not care about if they're not heavy users, like people in professional. What about a possible video embedded player? Yes, yeah, we'll be working on video embeds as well. That's a very common request. If we did the beta, will we be synced already? The beta was a separate thing, Johnny. So we actually cleared out all the data from the beta test. So you'll have to go back to V2, and then you'll hit opt-in, and you'll be moved over. We are sticking with the starter and pro plans as they are. Yes, there are main differences between them in terms of new features. So some of the features are professional only. We'll also be rolling down some of the features from professional into starter. We haven't really decided which ones yet, but starter people will be getting some of the features that were previously unavailable to you. So that's really cool. Is there an option to edit photos in the program? Actually, yes. We almost launched with it, but we ran into some technical difficulties. But Benny worked on an image cropper. It does crop and rotate, so if you upload an image, you can kind of do some basic editing just to get it sized the way you want. But yeah, that's close to being done. We just ran into a couple hiccups with that. Will there be a collaboration feature in the future? To share and leave yes, this has been like a dream of mine for a while, to have a feature where you can share a reel with a client, and they can comment kind of like with timestamp comments, like SoundCloud, but better. And they can highlight regions and say, hey, maybe like lower the string section here. Because feedback through email, we all know how clunky it is. Like you get an email back with like 10 bullet points, and then you lose the email. This way, all the feedback from your client is in ReelCrafter. So. That's what?
Button is live.
Oh, the button's live. So that's the dream, is to have that sort of collaboration feature in the future. Let's see. Kevin just switched. Nice. The button is live, I've been told.
I'm gonna spin.
Oh, Sarah's gonna spin the wheel now. I love the countdown.
All right, here I go.
Is there a chart that specifies what new features are for everyone and which ones are just for professional? Yeah, on the pricing page on ReelCrafter.com, and also in the app if you go to plans. It might be a little out of date. And like I said, we're actually going to roll down some of the features down to starter. It's not like a spoiler, is it? Okay, so we're going to probably roll down things like image gallery, which is like, maybe that shouldn't have been professional to begin with, but yeah, so starter will have more access to those things for like making your reels look really nice.
Because we want reels to look nice.
We want reels to look nice. Switched, smooth, awesome. Any other questions?
I just selected the winner.
Okay, one sec. I'm told we have a winner. This just in. So this is for a free year of ReelCrafter. Marco Chiavetta? Marco, I think I saw your name earlier. You want a free year. You have to claim it. If Marco doesn't, well, is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
If Marco doesn't
You
respond,
gotta be here.
you got to be here to win. Uh-oh. We'll give him a few. Oh, there he is. Okay. Grazie. All right. You're welcome. Congrats. All right. We'll get you set up with that after the live stream. Claimed. Marco responded. Cool. Any other questions? You have a captive audience here. I'll probably start doing office hours too now that 2.5 is mostly like out the door. A couple things need to be finished, but for the most part it's finished. But I'm going to do office hours where people can just jump on, and there's like a private live stream. You can just jump in live, ask me questions, whatever you want to do. So hopefully like once a week, ideally on Fridays or something. I can do more live demos. You want to see something? I'll show you. It would be nice if we could share a single video, just like sharing a single track. Yes. Are you going to have two-factor? Yes, actually, we also had two-factor authentication in 2.5, and just like Image Cropper, there was like a last-minute sort of hiccup. So it's in there. It's like ready to go, kind of, but it needs some more testing. But yeah, two-factor authentication is almost ready to go. Spin the wheel again. That's funny. I mean, we could. Playlist thumbnails. Yeah, the real thumbnails are really cool. Can we submit questions ahead of time for those live feeds? If you're talking about like the office hours, yeah, I mean, you can always just email support too. We'll always get back to you as soon as possible. So office hours is more just like a casual like hangout, just, you know, pick my brain, ask questions. Hey, Edward, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Do you have a favorite feature, Sarah?
Oh,
Clipboard?
goodness.
Clipboard is awesome.
Thumbnails.
Thumbnails. Yeah, the real thumbnails. It kind of depends on how pretty your reels are, right?
Dashboard.
And it's really about the banner across the top of the reel. Because a lot of my reels, they look kind of like boring because I don't put a lot of effort into some of them. So, because they're like for file delivery. Johnny says, is there a way to edit reel templates we've already set up? You know, there's not yet, but we could. So right now you have to basically like create a new reel from a template and then change it and then save as a new template. But yeah, like definitely a template editor would be nice.
Oh, Lenny has a problem.
Lenny has a problem. Uh-oh, we'll get back to that. Okay, Lenny, we'll take care of you right after the live stream. The live stream isn't even done and we have work to do. John, yes, you're late. You did miss the stream, but this is recorded, so you can always go back to the video later and check it out. By the way, because 2.5 is so brand new, like there might be bugs, as Lenny just demonstrated. So please let us know. You know, some people they like to suffer in silence and they don't tell us about problems. Please don't do that. Email support as soon as possible, and just let us know. Reach out, and we'll help you right away. That's the thing too with like building new software. Like V2 had been stable for so long, and then we're not working on V2. And so it was stable, right? But 2.5 is out. We're rolling out new features all the time, and so there are going to be bugs here and there. So the bugs, in a way, are a good sign that we're actually working on new stuff. We're not just resting on our laurels. Let's see, real publish status. Actually, yeah, V2 does have published. It was a little bit different. I think there were like 2 columns, like draft, published, but it's a little more succinct now in just like one status column, which is nice. And they're color coded too, so you can just tell at a glance if a reel is published or not. It'd be cool to have a chat feature with people you connect with. Yeah, I had an idea about that actually, like having a live chat on your reel. That might be kind of cool. Yeah, Benny had an idea too. It was similar to Bandcamp's, what's it called? It's like the live chat when you release an album. Something like that, like would be cool. Like have a live chat on your reel as part of a release. Did I miss anything? Anything important? Last call. If anyone wants to see anything specific, I can show you live. Otherwise, you're welcome to just explore on your own.
Oh, no, we're going to be updating help docs.
You can tell them yourself.
Should I roll over?
Your mic is on. Yeah, you want to roll over?
I've just been hiding around the corner. I was going to say, I am working on help docs, so if you see a new feature and you're not quite sure how to use it and there's no help doc yet, just shoot support an email and we can get that together for you. I feel like 75% of my job is updating help docs.
Help docs are a pain, which I'm curious too, by the way, like, you know, if you guys had your choice of how to like learn how to use ReelCrafter, help docs versus videos versus like AI chatbot, like what's your preference? Let us know in the comments, because we're kind of curious about that. Like it's really hard to maintain, like especially if you update help docs and then no one reads them, that's kind of frustrating. So we're curious, like, you know, what people like as far as how to consume information on how to use a platform these days. What's this?
Should Benny try to reset his password? Or Lenny, not Benny.
Lenny.
Benny,
No.
Lenny.
Yeah, we'll sort it out afterwards. AI chatbot number 1.
He has to leave.
Videos number 2. No AI chatbot, please. You know, it depends on how well it's trained, obviously. Like, we're used to ChatGPT, like, lying about certain things, but we would make sure that our bot, like, is spot on with, like, how ReelCrafter works. But I think video is good. People don't like to read. I don't even read help docs, honestly. I just email support, and they probably hate me for it, but, you know. Videos.
Sorry, we're just sitting here.
Yeah, we're just reading the
reading.
chat. Yeah, videos are good. They also take a lot of effort to re-record, but yeah, everyone's different. Some people like reading. I guess all the above is the answer.
Okay.
More work for us.
More work.
Yeah. Email support number 1 above all. We do our best to respond as quickly as possible. Yes.
Yeah, if we had an AI chatbot, it would be trained on our support docs, so it wouldn't be guessing.
Right. You'd have to make it easy for them to like get to a human being too.
Right.
Yeah, that's the key. AI chatbots suck. That's true. Yeah.
What's your favorite feature? We didn't talk about that.
Oh my god, my favorite feature. I don't know. I like the UI looks a lot cleaner to me. It's just, I don't know, more modernized, more polished. Clipboard is amazing. I love that one. The share link UI is great too. Like, it was so annoying to have to pop up a dialog just to edit the settings, close it, open another one. Like, this is so much faster now.
Marco had a question about the multi-links on a single reel. Yes, so if you have a plan that has tracking, so that's starter, and then professional has the detailed tracking, every link that you make has its own, you'll be able to see it on the dashboard separately. So we always advise that you name the link after the person you're sending it, or after who you're sending it to, so when it's in your dashboard, you quickly can figure out who it's for and who's doing what.
I love these questions, like under the hood questions. Which support platform are you using? We use Help Scout. We jumped around a lot, actually. We used to use Intercom back in the day, and it didn't work out for us. And then we tried Crisp, like briefly, but Help Scout.
For like 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. Help Scout's been really good, though. Hey, Kerwin, good to see you. Your questions aren't dumb, Rolando. Not at all.
No such thing as dumb questions.
Just dumb answers?
Yes, just dumb answers. So this is really boring just watching us read, guys.
I
Sorry.
know. Sorry. This is our first live stream, actually. So. Awesome.
I don't know. No other walkthrough requests?
I think they've seen it all.
I'm going to put Sam on the spot and make him
Oh, the password change
build a
worked.
reel. Oh, good. See, I had.
That's weird.
Look at me. I am not a tech person, but I knew how to solve it.
Look at that, guys. Real-time support. Amazing. I wonder why that happened.
Yeah, and if you haven't contacted support a lot, it is always me or Sam who replies, and sometimes Benny.
So yeah, Benny will be pitching in on support. It'll be easier for him to help because he worked on 2.5, so he'll know how to answer these questions and maybe even just like fix stuff really quick. So.
Yeah, and you guys always have important things at like 10 o'clock on Saturday night.
We will answer support on like Friday, Saturday night if it's urgent. So if you like, I got to send a reel out tomorrow, it's urgent, we'll hop on and help you. So if it's not urgent, we'll just kind of let it sit.
Put urgent in your subject line.
Yeah, don't overuse that though. Oh, yeah, that's a great question, Justin. So under the folders, there's 3 numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me go switch.
So I was saying there's like all kinds of cool little stuff that's in here that we just didn't go over in the videos.
Okay. I'm afraid it was overkill, but it's a lot of info. So what these numbers are, if you hover, it tells you. So it tells you that this folder contains 3 subfolders, and then there's 15 total subfolders and tracks in total. The 0 means that this folder doesn't have any tracks in it. So in other words, you can just hover.
John Williams has no.
He's retired finally. You can tell at a glance like what's in the folder basically. So these are just like visual cues. That's the sigma symbol for total, by the way. So I don't know if it's TMI or not. It's just we put it there because people can agree on like what they wanted to see. Like the number count was confusing. Like for what? 4 tracks, 4 subfolders. So I don't know. We did our best, and this is what we came up with. That is a new feature in 2.5.
Why don't you show them the cool when you multi-select, then you can see what you've selected.
Oh, yeah. This is cool. I love this. This is great. Not that. That's an empty folder. So let's say that you are in the Reel Builder, and you're picking tracks for the reel, right? And I pick these, and then I go to this folder. Nothing in there. And then I pick 2 more. And at this point, you're like, okay, I forgot what I picked. There are 6 things here that I've picked total. If you click this, Review Selection, it pops up and it'll remind you like what you've picked and what folders those are in. So that's really cool.
You could also go through the new metadata and tag bulk editors.
I could.
Just real quick.
I actually forgot to bring that up. So this is the overhauled metadata editor. It's really cool. You can't change album art yet in the bulk editor just because it's tricky. You can do it on a single track basis. If you go in the track details, you can change the album art. So the way this works is you can basically select, you can shift click and pick a range of tracks. And then you'll see here multiple values, meaning that there's multiple different titles, but they don't match. But if you were to be like, typing album 1, now it's going to apply that change to all 4 of these tracks. And you can click off of here and you won't lose your changes. You can see album 1, and then this is like an undo button that will just revert that change. But nothing's saved until you hit save all changes. So you don't have to worry about making mistakes. You can also go here and say copy, and then you can paste that metadata over to this one, and now these 2 match. I'll just undo that.
You can't update album art yet.
Right. I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And then
I was reading the chat for other questions.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot to keep track of. And then you can also multi-select. If you hold down Command on Mac or Control on Windows, you can select like non-contiguous items. And, oh, it's right there. The bulk tag editor also got an upgrade. You can flip through individual tracks or reels. By the way, I think the reels has a bulk tag. I don't know, actually. Anyway,
no,
it doesn't.
Not.
We'll fix that.
It should.
It should. So you can go through here and just add tags like one at a time. You can also multi-select, and then you'll see the UI kind of changes to add and remove. And then this lets you add and or remove tags from these 3 items. And so you can see it's already applied the changes just temporarily, and you can undo it just like you can in the bulk editor.
We had a couple of questions. Sophie had a question about if you update a reel, you do not need to update the link. So the next time that link is accessed, they will need to refresh it. It's not like real time, but they can click the same link and all the changes that you made will be there.
Yep. Let me scroll up, see if we didn't miss anything. My brother Matt says, dance, Sam, dance. No. Let's see. Oh, look at that message.
I know.
To be honest, my favorite part of ReelCrafter is the 2 of you.
Thanks. You're why we do all this.
You haven't seen Benny yet. His answer would
That's
be like
true.
the 3 of us. The 3 of us. It's the dream team.
Well, if you're coming out to Game SoundCon in October, Benny will be there with us.
Yes, Benny will be with us at Game SoundCon. So, Kerwin had a question. I won't, I assume, lose any files when I make the switch. Nope. So you might have missed it earlier, Kerwin, but everything's being synced in real time from the old V2 database to 2.5. So when you switch, all your stuff is there. You just can't switch back to V2. It's a one-way switch. What's this? What happens if I refresh a page when I'm in a subfolder? Clever. Benny's asking me to call out cool features. That's a good one, actually. So you can't see it here, unfortunately. My browser just locked up. 1 second. Okay. So if I reload the page, I'll show you what this looks like. I'm back on that same folder. So it auto-expands the parent folder, and you're right back where you left off. You can't see it, but in the address bar, basically folder IDs are part of the URL. So you can copy and paste into a new tab, and you'll be in the same folder as you were before.
Could you bookmark folders?
You could bookmark folders, actually. There's something else related to folders I'm forgetting. I don't remember. Dang it. It'll come to me.
Let's see, any other questions?
How do you make subfolders? We did have that in V2. Oh, there's something else I want to show you guys too. It's just like V2. Just click here, create subfolder, rename, delete. Also, look what's back. Uh-oh, I can't drag on this. Oh, it doesn't work because OBS Studio. Well, anyway, you can drag tracks into folders. You can drag folders into folders as well.
Which a lot of people have asked for. So now,
right.
If you want to move everything, you can just drag it into a new folder.
It seems basic, right, to have like drag a folder, but it can be tricky.
Let's see.
We're having some login issues, it looks like. Yeah, Lenny Moore, he said he changed his password and then it worked. Yeah, we'll circle back and we'll get that sorted out for you guys. Is there a way to filter and show only untagged files? No, that's a good idea though. That's a good one.
Put that in a feature request.
Yes, put it in a feature request. I'll show you where. For those who don't know, this megaphone has the most recent feature announcements. See, it's been a while since we released something new. Go under ideas, and then you can add an idea right within the application.
Yeah, and we look at this all the time, and so go in there and vote on all the things that you want to see next, because that helps us prioritize. And like I put in the chat earlier, some of our best ideas have come from users. Like multiple share links was not a thing when we started ReelCrafter, so every time you wanted to send a link, you had to make a new reel. And Sam was like, why would you need multiple links? And then obviously it's amazing, so.
Yeah, and I was hoping George Shaw would be on this call, but he's not. George Shaw is the one who said, hey, it'd be cool if the snippet editor, I could hit I for in and O for out to mark a region. I'm like, that's actually a really cool idea, so you can thank George Shaw for that one. Andrew says, can we do the spin again? I don't know, should we spin for 6 months?
Do a 6-month spin?
Do we? Let the people,
I mean, I feel pressured now.
let the people vote. Should we spin again for 6 months free?
I have to wait 18 seconds for the response.
I think they're going to say yes. I just have a feeling.
Well, then I'll roll away back to the wheel.
Spin again. All right. Do it. All right, 6 months free. All right, Sarah's working on it. So if you move to 2.5 and you have any issues with your account, like logging in, just log out. If you're logged in, I guess if something happens, log in again. Try changing your password and see if that helps too. I'm not really sure why. For anyone else who moved to 2.5 during the live stream, did it work okay for you? Just let me know. I'm curious if this is like an across the board issue or just like kind of a rare case. Andrew was kidding. Sure you were. Sure you were kidding. Well, it's too late. We spun the wheel, and Jens Schrader is the winner. Hope I said your name right. Jens Schrader, you won 6 months. .5 works for Kevin and Marco. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for letting us know. A bunch of icons don't seem to be displaying. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe clear cache out or reload. We use Font Awesome for all the icons, so it's served up from their servers. So if they're ever down, like half the icons on the internet disappear, which actually just happened like a couple weeks ago. Like they were down and like there were no icons anywhere on the internet. So, all right, awesome.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else cool.
They'll have
I mean, obviously there's all kinds of cool stuff, but
should we? I'm trying to think if we should tease more features coming up.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm really excited about. Right now you can normalize audio. It's okay, it works fine enough, but you can take an audio track and say normalize and then pick your dBFS and it'll peak normalize to that level. But the one problem that people run into is like, okay, if you have a snippet from a track, you can't normalize that. And so if you cut like a quiet section of a track down, that one is quiet and the rest of the tracks on the reel are loud. We have a working prototype of a dynamic audio gain where you can set like, let's say like -0.5 dBFS, and as they play your reel, it'll dynamically adjust the gain, like the max level for each track, including snippets. So it's still in the works, but that'd be really cool. And then we can actually just get rid of audio normalization because we won't need it. It's all just real time on the reel. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was going to jump in. Peter had the idea that maybe the password managers aren't recognizing the new URL. So it is a different URL. It's app.realcrafter instead of v2. It will automatically redirect you.
Yeah, we should mention that too. So make sure that you bookmark the new 2.5, app.realcrafter.com. And if you forget, it's okay. V2 will just redirect you. It'll know that you're a 2.5 user and bounce you over. But it'll be easier if you just bookmark the new URL. Yeah, it could be like a password manager thing. We should put Peter on tech support, man.
Yeah. I mean, he can answer all the stuff that comes in at 2 in the morning.
That's true. He's our support across the pond. Any new features while using Android or iPhone? Not yet. Using ReelCrafter on mobile, it's hard because it's such a complicated app, and it is a little bit tricky to use on mobile. In a pinch, you can do it, but it's like not great. So we are going to work on a mobile app at some point soon. Maybe later this year, maybe early next. But it's planned.
Icons are not showing up in Safari, according to the chat.
Really?
So we'll look into that.
We'll check it like right away. Was that just for Justin, or someone else had a problem with icons?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. Okay. What was the most surprisingly tricky thing when creating 2.5? Oh my God. All of it? It'd be fun to hear what Benny's answer is. The most challenging thing that he's done on 2.5. I think I know the answer. It is like the dumbest thing ever.
Yes. I think I know what it is too.
Okay, cool. God, the most challenging or tricky thing.
I'm waiting to see if he puts it in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know. Just everything, man. It's like rebuilding it and like looking at old code and being like, what the heck was I thinking when I wrote this, and just making it better. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, rich text editor. So we updated the text editor, but you won't really see a difference. But under the hood, it's like much better. But it took so much effort to get that text editor working.
And apparently, rich text editors are the most hated thing across the entire development.
They just don't work well. So ours is okay. It's pretty good.
It will not freeze up like the current one.
It is better. Yeah, V2's rich text editor, I will admit, it's terrible. 2.5's editor is way, way better. So if you are someone who wants to do like custom HTML and stuff, you can paste it in and it'll probably accept it. So it's a lot nicer.
I was going to say, from my perspective, I think the most difficult thing on 2.5 was just the sheer amount of recoding that you didn't anticipate. I don't write any code, so I had to watch Sam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go in and do this update. It's going to take 3 months, and it was a lot more work.
A lot. It's like every month you're like, why are we doing this? But see, the developers understand. It's like, it's tech debt, and you're trying to like clean your code and make sure that you have like.
And I'm like, I want custom domains and I want files. And
yeah. Okay. Oh, Safari does not show icons. It's always Safari. I tell you.
Crop the banner photo. Yes, we talked about that a few minutes ago. So we have just like basic image editing. Oh, now it's following. The camera's following.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
It's showing my messy desk. Image editing tools. So there are just a few. It's pretty almost ready to go, right? Just a few bugs that need to be worked out.
There's one little hiccup. It's not even our fault. So.
Yeah. So I know that's like such a basic thing to be able to, resize a photo, and then.
Talking about Canva?
Not Canva.
Or Adobe.
Adobe Express. So we sent out a survey, I don't know, maybe like 5 months ago now, and we asked people if they wanted Adobe Express, and people are like, eh. But I think that people will realize how cool it is once they actually see it in action. So it's basically like Canva, where you can build out banners and images. So you could just do like text banners or use textures. I mean, obviously it's going to be like whatever free royalty-free stuff they have in there. So you can do it with a free Adobe account, or if you are a Creative Cloud member, then you get even more editing tools. And so that would be just baked into the image editing, where you could pull that up. And I think it will save a lot of people time, because I do all of our example reels and we get so many questions like, how did you build this? And unfortunately my answer is always Photoshop. But that's my world. I'm an art director. So I realize that not everybody has those skills or access to people. So I always send people to Fiverr or Upwork if they just want to have somebody create some branding images for them and a few banners to use. So I think Canva is also a good tool, and then Adobe Express if we implement that in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's my design take.
Yeah, at some point too, we might have maybe like pre-made templates for things like for your consideration pages, where you can like the layout is there and maybe colors, then you can drop in your own images. So that's another thing we've been talking about.
Catching up on the chat.
Catching up, missing icons. That's the
That's.
the current topic.
We did not look at it in Safari this morning before. I mean, we did, but.
All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Just going to scroll up and catch up here. Actually, I have an answer now for Johnny's question. The most challenging or tricky thing, the item browser. Like, my God, let me show you what I'm talking about. Like, this whole thing, like this set of folders, and then this list of things over here. It's called the item browser. It's surprisingly difficult to build, kind of like a file system in a sense of like letting people navigate through things and like expand folders. And this was like super difficult. And actually just kind of like rebuilt this again from scratch like a couple weeks ago. And it's a lot of code. It's just crazy how complicated this is. So that was a big challenge for me recently. Everything is hard. Nothing's easy in life.
All right, well, we're just coming up on an hour.
We are. And we have bugs to fix. We have icons to make appear again. We'll figure it out.
I don't know. So yeah, last call for questions, highlights on any new features. I'm really trying to think if there's something cool that we didn't cover in the videos. Because there's so many things.
I know. We build it and then we forget what we built. Because there's like so many things. It's a really complicated application. It's funny how simple version 1 was compared to like now, like 2.5.
Yeah, we pulled up our splash video for V1 for motivation this morning, and it is light years away from the step 1, step 2, step 3.
Build a reel. Step 1. It was really simple, which was cool, but then it's like you have power users who want more, and then you build it so it's more flexible. But then people who liked it simple, they get upset because now it's like it's too complicated, and it kind of is. Like it really does take like going through help docs and help videos and just learning the platform. Updating Safari requires upgrading the OS. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, we'll get that sorted out ASAP. It's probably something simple. All right.
I think that's it. I was just going to say, like, I put this in the chat earlier, but I mean, like, we do this all for you. So Sam is a composer, me as an art director, and we both have to showcase our work, and that's why we built ReelCrafter. So it's so exciting. This sounds so deep, but I mean, ReelCrafter is like not our whole life, but
it's a big part of it.
It's a big part of our life. So we appreciate you all being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. All right, I think we're gonna wrap up because we have stuff to fix. So,
and then we will reach out to our 2 winners and get you all set up. And if you think of any questions later, just hit us up in the app support, or you can just email to support@realcrafter.com.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see, something about cats. Sorry.
She got distracted by cats. Rolando. Yeah. Oh, Peter. We have cats too. Yeah. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us. And congrats again to the winners. We'll get you set up with the coupons right after the call.
All right.
All right, bye guys.
Feel like I need to wave.
You can wave. Bye.